Chapter 86. I didn't know how or why Bashira Ansari would be working for ESPN, but I was dead sure it was her. Emily Reed was the Black Widow, and I was the only person who knew it. My first thought was to call Mickey Hagan and tell him, but Darius had the phone with him trying to disable the explosives in the float. I stared at Emily Reed as the truck churned slowly toward the center of the field. She had her back to me now, talking to the camera, reporting on the sudden alarming interruption to the most watched sporting event in America, the interruption she herself had planned. I had to do something, tell someone, stop her. The Black Widow was right there in the lower section of the stadium, not 100 feet from me. I leaped out of the truck and ran for the stands. The float shuddered to a stop behind me, with Darius and all those explosives still inside. He would disarm the bomb in time, I was sure. He had to. I glanced at the scoreboard. 2 minutes. 2-minute warning, I thought. No timeouts left. 6 points down, 40 yards to the end zone. No distractions, no doubts, no second guesses. I put my head down like I was running the 100-yard dash. I hurtled over the abandoned benches and equipment on the sidelines. I jumped the wall into the stands. 1 minute, 50 seconds. I raced up the concrete steps toward Emily Reed. The cameraman finally saw me coming behind her and pulled his head away from the camera, trying to figure out who I was and what I was doing. Emily Reed noticed, and she turned. I practically ran into her, trying to stop. "Emily Reed isn't Emily Reed," I said to the camera, panting from my sprint. "Her real name's Bashira Ansari. She's the widow of terrorist Haidar Ansari, and she's a terrorist herself. She put plastic explosives on that halftime float." The cameraman looked over his viewfinder at me like I was crazy. Emily Reed, Bashira Ansari, looked startled, but only momentarily. Then she regained her calm. We must have been live. She laughed humorlessly. "I'm sorry, Bill," she said to whoever was back in the studio. "There's a young man here with a crazy story about explosives." "She put them there," I told the camera, talking quickly. "Her name is Bashira Ansari, not Emily Reed. Her husband was an Al-Qaeda terrorist killed in a drone strike. She planned to blow up the Super Bowl halftime show as revenge." I must have looked as crazy as I sounded. The cameraman shook his head, and Emily Reed gave me a pitying look. "I'm sorry, Bill," Emily said to the camera. "We'll have to get back to you with more on this situation once we have less interruption. Security obviously has greater concerns right now." "I'm telling you," I said, moving between Emily Reed and the camera, "she's a terrorist. She put a bomb on—" The stage behind us exploded, knocking us all to the ground.